We're doing a video. You want to do that over? I'm Max Herbert. I'm on staff with Young Life in Rochester East. This is my 8th year, and I am one of the area directors here. Young Life is a non-profit, non-denominational Christian outreach to high school and middle school teens. When I first heard about Young Life, a friend of mine invited me over to his house. He said he was having a meeting with a bunch of teenagers, and it was something called Campaigner. So I went and I checked it out and thought it was amazing. Decided to get connected as a volunteer leader, so I spent my time building relationships with high school kids, getting to know them and sharing the gospel with them, and decided that that's something that I wanted to pursue as a career, to love God and love people, and to do that in the context of a youth ministry. And so Young Life was a good fit for that, and so that's why I decided to pursue a career with Young Life, and that's been a good match. Before Young Life staff, I was working with a guy doing construction, and was able to volunteer while doing that. And then when I transitioned to being on staff, obviously I did ministry full time, and it was a good transition. It was a little tough. There was obviously a little financial gap there, and some of the things in construction you see a finished product, and in a youth ministry you don't always see a finished product, but you do see progress. When you first get hired with Young Life, most people go through a 2-year transition. So it's a 2-year training period where you're doing the job and you're also traveling to go for training in Colorado Springs, which is where their headquarters are. So it's a really good training program. You get to have on-the-job experience, but you also have big chunks of time where you're taking some classes and doing some training, getting some counseling background, things like that. To be an area director, you have to play a number of different roles. You have to have a vision for your area and how you want to see it grow, to reach the next school, to reach the next kid. You, as a nonprofit, a big part of it is also making sure that your funding is secure, so meeting with donors and finding new donors. Also building teams that would be able to reach out to the communities that you're in, so finding volunteer leaders, training volunteer leaders, and working with them. I would say the main struggles of being on staff after 8 years, I have a lot less flexibility with my time. I've got a young family now, and it seems like our schedule is pretty busy, so to define boundaries around being out doing ministry and being at home, that's been a struggle. It's not the highest paying job, so to have our financial needs met is at times been a struggle. So things like that, finding time with family and making sure our needs are met would be our 2 main struggles. Then we find the reasons to stay on staff are actually connected to the struggles, and that the times where we've been in need, we really feel like God has blessed us through other people, and so we've felt like we've gotten a lot more than we've given from this ministry. We feel like we've been blessed by a community of people who believe in this mission, and so to be in a mission where you're on a team, where you're doing it with people, where you're seeing lives changed, that overshadows any struggles we have by far.